Biggs, obviously a big announcement for the club and yourself today. Just try and explain the emotions and your thoughts behind that decision.
I think it's just it's probably the right time for both parties. I've had will have had 5 absolutely fabulous years here. Myself and my family have absolutely loved it here, loved living in the area. The club have been brilliant. There's so many good people in the club. It's well run. The lads are brilliant. We've played some really good rugby. We've been sort of relatively successful over the last couple of years. And I suppose it was just I suppose the right time for both parties in terms of there's a lot of English lads coming through here now, young English lads who are going to be sort of on good contracts and bits and pieces moving forward. And it's important that the club prioritises those boys who are going to be the heart and soul of this club for the next sort of 10 years. So it's a sad day because it's somewhere which I sort of perceive as home now, I suppose, in terms of being up here for a few years, and hopefully, like I said, we can finish really strongly at the end of the year and go out on a massive high.
When you left Wales 5 years ago, it was your first venture outside of the country. What were you expecting, and how has it differed from what you thought?
I think when I left, it was I think to leave was always a big decision, but the club was in probably when I first arrived a bit of a transition period in terms of obviously between Jim leaving and Chris coming in, and I think me and Chris just sat down and sort of probably knew our times here were going to pretty much run side by side, and we wanted to try and get the best out of it. And I think what Chris has done and not looked after me, but he's effectively Chris was the boss, and if you've got a good working relationship with your boss and other coaches and people, it makes life a lot easier. And I suppose the expectation was to try and rebuild the club a little bit from mine and Chris's point of view and really make it competitive again. And I think we've managed to do that in bits and pieces over the last couple of years with 2 top 4 finishes. Really close last year after putting a really good run together, and just an exciting place to come to work every day. And I feel like I've improved as a player here. I was speaking to Chris just a couple of days ago before he headed back, and I think that there's a definite difference between me as a player when I started here 4 years ago to where I am now, which is only a good thing. And a huge amount of credit goes to this place, because coming to work every day, it's a challenge. You don't coast through any days. You get better every day, every meeting, every session, and I suppose just really loved it here. And it'll be sad, but I think it's like I said, it's been the right time. But I think this club has got huge potential to go on and kick on over the next sort of few years and really achieve something special with a group of boys that are here.
Those young players that you mentioned that have come through, do you look back on your time here and have a great deal of pride in helping that transition and bringing those guys into the first team?
Yeah, of course, a little bit. But there's what I'd say about the young group of English lads here. The lads here they've got the drive, they've got the determination anyway. It wouldn't matter who was, if it was me or somebody else here. I'm sure that they would be hitting the heights they're hitting at the minute anyway. But what it's been great for me, I've said this quite a lot, is I've felt quite young in this play. Even I turn 33 next week, so my body definitely isn't young. But I felt coming into the place with a group of young lads who are keen to learn, keen to get better, keen to improve every day. I found that it's kept me young and kept me sort of not a few aches and pains or a few sort of creaking bones and things have been a lot easier to get over when you've got a young group of enthusiastic lads. And I've loved it. I love my time learning, not just giving a bit of help and guidance to those lads, but also sort of learning off them. You got like some of the boys here. I'm picking up stuff every day and getting better every day from them. So it's been a real privilege to be part of their journey as well.
On the field specifically, any key memories, moments, games that stand out for you?
I think winning at Welford Road twice was a really special. And even though one was in COVID and one was with a full crowd, but winning there was really special because I suppose not from being from the area, I didn't really know what to expect from those games, and it was a little bit sort of everyone says it's a derby, but if you're not from here, it's really hard to really, really fully immerse yourself. But as soon as you step foot and play that game, you're fully aware of what it's about. So those two were real highs. And I think the year before, or just before COVID hit, I felt like we beat Lyon out in France, and we qualified for the quarterfinals of the Champions Cup. And we were sitting, I think we were sitting joint top of the Prem at that time, and that period there is when I probably felt I played my best rugby, probably in the last 10 years. I felt like that was when I was really, we were flying, and then obviously COVID hit and things, and things went a little bit south. But between that and the end of last year, where we went on a really good run, picked up a load of points, a load of wins, those 2 points were probably when I've enjoyed the rugby the most, and when I've felt like I've played and contributed the best of that I have. And I said it in the piece, really. I've loved playing for this club, but I also feel a little bit of regret that I haven't played as much as I could have, because of obviously sort of being away with international commitments and things like that. You miss out on some big days, special occasions, and playing here every Saturday is a privilege. Really, it really is. It's not a place you just come and rock up and just take it for granted and get in the car and go home at the end of it. It's a real rugby occasion. Great fans, great people around the place, and it'll be tough going anywhere else and playing on a Saturday afternoon after a few great years. Yeah.
What is next for you? What comes next for Dan Biggar?
No idea. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. Hopefully there'll be a couple of job offers before the end of the year, and see what happens. I'm pretty relaxed about it. Just see what comes. I've got nothing set in stone yet, and hopefully I can, like I said, just get my head down over the next few months, work hard, put the club, get the club back on a bit of a roll, and hopefully we can ride that momentum into the end of the year as well. Then.
How keen are you to finish on a high? Because obviously we're announcing this now, but there's a good chunk of time that you've got left in a Saints shirt.
Yeah, I mean the announcement timing for me doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter if I'm going to be no different from the first day I walked in here to the day I leave. But I think, you know what, if someone said to me I'd give up a huge amount of my rugby career and what I've achieved in my rugby career to, if someone said you can walk away at the end of the year with a Premiership title, I'd give so much up. So yeah, I mean that would be to get in that top 4 again and give ourselves a chance at that title would be huge. And I suppose that's the aim really, and it's sort of just taking it week by week, but it's a real aim to try and finish on a high and put everything in for this club, which has given me a huge amount of me and my family a huge amount of happy times and sort of success. Yeah.